Que vuelta, mi gente. I got a special guest for you today. Okay, we're going to talk about this gentleman's past, about how he was an army captain. I don't know how he made it to that captain nivel, but we'll figure it out. In Puerto Rico, they just give away ranks. And he was my personal sergeant. Amazing guy. But he was the role model for the Dos Equis beer. The most interesting man in the world, Sergeant Jose Colon. Check it out. That's it. What year was that?
Oh my God, that is, oof. I would say that
He's got, oh my God, he's got Alzheimer's already.
Bingo! Nice, nice.
I have a military background. Then I served as a police officer protecting the community, chasing down threats. But beyond the badges in the battlefield, I've always felt something deeper, a connection to the wild. Now I spend my time in the outdoors fishing calm waters, hunting in daylight, tracking through the night, and diving deep to catch lobsters beneath the surface. This is not just something I do. This is my world. And if you're ready to experience the wild with me, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe.
Sarge, I am honored that you took the time to hang out with me today. Cheers to my Puerto Rican connection. Jose Colon. What was your middle name?
Gerardo.
Gerardo. He doesn't know how to roll the R's like that. He's Puerto Rican. Oye, born and raised, where exactly?
Born and raised in Ponce, Puerto Rico.
Ponce, Puerto Rico. Where's that out in the island exactly?
It will be in the south. It's the second most important city in the island.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a whole story behind it. Away from San Juan, away from the Spanish rule. So all sorts of commerce and contraband went to Ponce. And
What?
And,
It's like a lot of heritage.
yes.
Close to the beach by any chance?
By the way, yes, it's Ponce is a coastal town.
Okay.
But it has a nice area, and we have an area called Ponce Playa, which it looks like a little town because it has its own plaza, its own church and everything by the plaza. But it's part of the city.
I'm gonna have to pay it a visit. Did you do any fishing growing up? No.
Yes,
You did?
I'm glad
Good.
that you asked. My father, Jose Antonio Colon Rivera, he would. On the weekends, we would go to La Canalización,
Well, that was my little Instagram concoction. Isa, see if you can figure something out there while we're talking, pero for the most part, it's, so he would take you fishing?
He would take me fishing to La Canalización, which is the channel, one of the main rivers coming out of the mountains through the town.
Okay.
The Corps engineer, they went ahead and they built a channel on it.
Okay.
So we would drive all the way on the, like a jetty, and right there we would go down in the ropes in the rocks, and we would throw lines out there, and we wouldn't catch anything. But
cheers to your father.
The time spent.
Because you know what? That's a good upbringing. Es un mundo sano
The
to
time
be
spent.
raised. Yeah.
Yes. And my best friend, Guillermo Cruz, also from the same neighborhood, he would go with us. And, to this day, we talk about...
So your dad would take him under his wing?
Yes.
Your dad and your mom, were they together the whole
They're
time?
still together in my house.
Oh, bro, that's awesome.
My father is 93 years old, Korean War vet with a combat infantryman badge.
Thank him for his service on my behalf and on my channel. All the veterans, first responders. I do this. El trabajo que yo paso aquí is to make it to maybe one of you need to hear a certain message. And that's why I sacrifice and I do what I got to do, because I thank you guys for your service.
And I appreciate you do that.
And you not only served overseas, in the military, but also at home as a police officer. We'll get to that in a little bit. Mm-hmm. Your father, Korean War vet, did he ever tell you any stories?
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Thank God he never got wounded. in action.
Okay.
He went on 3 patrols on the DMC, 2 of them as a litter bearer. So think back to the Geneva Convention. At the time, if you were anything related to medical, even if it's just they chose you as a litter bearer that day, you carry no weapons. So he was in the DMC, no weapons. You know what was his weapon?
IV bag or I don't know, whatever they had back
He would
then.
take the water of his canteen and put whiskey on it. And say he would open the litter, lean back.
No, it wasn't whiskey. It was, mira, it was pasote tequila is what he took with him. Nah, there was none of that back then.
Oh yeah, and he told me he would drink in there, sip from the canteen until he hears the gunfire. Then they would get ready to, if there was any wounded, to bring them back. One of his patrols, he actually carried a grease gun, the M3 45 caliber machine gun. He wasn't in the contact team. He was in the support team that was supposed to go forward if the shit would have hit the fan.
What I tell people is, it doesn't matter if you were in the combat front lines or not, because there's a division in that. You still had time away from your family. You know how many veterans go overseas, even for a simple tour. Your wife can give birth, or you can't go to college. You miss out on the sorority and fraternity parties and all that life all your friends are having back home while you're doing your time.
I will tell you that my experience is, I always tell people, there is a hole in my history. From the time I joined the Army to the time I left active duty, there's a hole in there that I have a whole life that I can tell you about it, but doesn't do anything with the previous life or the life after. And I always joke, when I came back from the Army, which my second overseas duty station was Germany, I came back to the United States. There was a crack epidemic that I couldn't understand what it was. There were people singing rap that were white, and there were people singing hard rock, like almost that were black. It was Living Color, the group, and the Beastie Boys singing rap.
Yeah, I love the Beastie Boys.
And I was like, wow, what happened? What happened here in the States while I was away?
Any brothers and sisters?
I have a sister older than me, 5 years older. Yeah.
What'd she do for a living?
She used to work in the insurance business. She was a CSR.
Insurance?
Yes.
So that explains this. There was a time that you did work insurance. You
yes.
told me.
Yes, I was an insurance salesman from 90 to 92. Didn't like the job.
It's
I
tough.
could sell.
It's a tough job.
But I hated prospecting. And if you don't prospect, you don't sell.
Yeah.
And the month that I said, this is not the job for me, was the month that I did the best.
And you did that insurance stuff here?
In Florida, in Palm Beach area.
High school, where'd you go to high school?
Colegio San Conrado in Ponce, Puerto Rico. It was a Catholic school. It was a private school. The cheapest one in the town, okay? I'm not a blanquito, whatever. Although I still get accused of being a blanquito, but...
And do you remember what you looked like in your prom? I don't know. I have a picture there. I just don't know if it was your prom picture or not.
Well.
It was that your prom? I have a picture there. I was like, mira, socio aquí. And the picture back in the days was that one kid like to your stomach outfit, te lo pone, take your picture, and that's it? Or that was your actual tux?
That was my actual... Oh, no. Yeah, it was a tux that they pulled from the back. And
we figured. Tremenda foto, studio quality y todo, compadre.
1981.
Taking it way back. You did your insurance when you got here, but that was after the Army. You went to the Army at what time? At what year?
1985. October 31st, 1985.
Wow. Your MOS when you first went in?
Excuse me, I was an officer. Officers don't have MOSs.
No, they don't? Oh.
We have specialties.
Oh, cuidado.
I know, I have to corregirte, bro.
So you went in as an officer.
Yes.
And you didn't ask for like a certain specialty on their contract?
Yes. Basically, at the end of ROTC, which I did at the University of Puerto Rico, you fill out what is called the dream sheet,
Okay.
and you put where you want to be stationed first, and what are your the branches that you want to be in. And I always wanted to be a tanker, and I put tanker first, and I put Korea first. And when the TAC officers look at it, go like, "Oh, you're gonna get that."
Yeah.
Combat arms and Korea, yeah, you're gonna get that.
In the Army, there's a good chance you get what you write down. In the Marine Corps,
No, but don't get me wrong. In the Army, they also have their. Yeah. It's just that at the time, I asked for the specific ones that
they needed.
And where.
So you're realistic with your goals.
Yes.
And you did go to Korea with the tanker MOS and Germany.
Also as a tanker.
Isa, do we have a picture? I don't know if you could pull up a picture of what he looked like as a tanker. El tipo was in good shape. I gotta admit, you know.
Hey, round is in shape.
No, you were in good shape.
Now that's a cool picture right there.
Yeah, we're good.
Now
pictures.
go back to the previous one.
No, because it's a little video.
Oh, okay.
Mira para allá.
No, I was the man right there.
Yeah, no, you were.
Now this is Germany here.
Okay.
This is a great group of officers right there.
Your subordinates.
One lieutenant colonel, one colonel, one major. Y yo que comiendo mierda, I stayed as a captain.
It's still a good rank. It's a good accomplishment. You know, I tell your kids, your grandkids, you know, I think that's a great accomplishment. Nothing to look down on.
Thank you, sir.
Any regrets of your military service? Something you wish, Coña, I wish I had done this. I wish I had stuck around a little bit more.
Yes. I say when women, freaking women.
Yeah.
Of course, la novia, you know, my girlfriend kicks me out when I'm in Korea. I blame Korea for it. When I was having the best time in my military, if I would have stayed at the end of that year in Korea, I was the most senior lieutenant in the battalion. If I would have extended one extra year in Korea, I always say that my whole military life would have been different.
Yeah.
Because most probably they would have given me a company as an XO. And getting out of Korea would have been sent back to somewhere in the States.
But así es la vida.
Oh, no,
I think from every problem that arises or every obstacle, opportunity is there.
Yeah.
But it's up to you to make the necessary sacrifices so that the opportunity can present itself. But yeah, you still got to go places, meet people. I like how you get to actually get the knowledge of what that culture is like because you lived in Korea. You saw the type of food they ate, the type of religious practices they have, the cars that they drive, the way they conduct themselves. That knowledge is, there's no value to that. And then in Germany, so I commend you for that. Once you finished there, you did your insurance, saw it wasn't for you, you became a police officer with Ret Miami Police Department.
Not yet.
No? What'd you do?
Not yet.
After insurance was what?
Hurricane Andrew hits.
I do remember Hurricane Andrew.
And I was with Delta Company, 124th Infantry, Florida National Guard. And as a matter of fact, we were in Panama and for AT, annual training, and in July of 92. We came back, and 2 weeks later, boom, Hurricane Andrew hits. So we were activated for 35 days. While before Hurricane Andrew hits, the admin officer of the battalion calls me, a friend of mine, retired Lieutenant Colonel Boria, Jose Boria, also Boricua, Puerto Rican. Calls me, oye, Colón, there's a tour in Costa Rica for 6 months.
Costa Rica is a nice place.
And he says, if you say no, I'll take it. But I know you're unemployed. I was unemployed at that moment. I know you're unemployed right now, so I got it. So basically, I leave the Operation Andrew, get ready. I go to Costa Rica for 6 months. I was at the American Embassy. I have fun.
Did you?
Yeah. That's why there's a picture of me. I told you when I sent it to you that was at the American Embassy in San Jose, Costa Rica, during the Marine Corps Ball.
Ain't no party like a Marine Corps ball.
Oh, yeah.
But because of the settings of the Roadcaster video, I can only have like through A through G.
Yeah.
So I was only able to include certain ones.
No, perfect, perfect.
Hey, I can always add later on when I do the edits.
And then when I came back from Costa Rica, a few months later, I got hired by Florida Department of Children and Families.
Oof.
So I was a public assistance specialist too, giving out food stamps, welfare checks, Medicaid.
I think that adds value to when you did become a cop later on. So you're able to see that aspect and that other approach of how people are sometimes. They just need help. They need a hand. It's not all about criminals. It's not all about taking. It's about helping our community.
That is true. You want to laugh? My very first call in Coconut Grove after I was out of a solo phase with the city of Miami, we go to the house. The person opens the door and goes like, Mr. Colon, what are you doing as a police officer? It was one of my clients.
Para que vea cómo es la vida. What year did you go into the police department?
1999.
1999. Yo,
So I did 5.5 years with children
still
and
in
families.
high school.
I was a captain
Yeah.
already, my brother.
Yeah. You go in the BLE class. Do you remember what it was?
BLE 200.
BLE 200. Tú eras un chamaquito at that time.
35 years old.
35. And then you
Oh,
did,
yeah. It was right there, all the way to the left.
yeah, and then that's obviously later on with City of Miami representing.
Yeah.
And your old school little crew.
That's Lieutenant Castell now.
Carpenter was there.
Carpenter, Detective Henriquez, also retired already, and Detective Cruz, also retired already.
I know you were a part of FTAA,
Yes.
those riots. Can you talk to me a little bit about what happened in 2003?
In 2003, there has been a series of meetings of the leaders of America, and but that's before that. That's Alien, but that's FTAA.
FTAA, pero have that ahí while we...
And those are my three
Vite, vite, vite,
3.5
vite.
seconds of fame. Anyway, we'll get there later. So FTAA, so they went to Seattle. They destroyed Seattle. They went to Washington, D.C., and they didn't destroy like in Seattle, but they did some damage. So Timony was our new chief by the time. And basically, Chief Cannon, no, he was Major Cannon at the time. Yes, he was chief. He was in charge of, the plan.
Okay.
So it was, if you think about Army, you have the battalion commander, Timony,
Yeah.
and Cannon was like the S3. So they divided the city in response platoons. The first 3 response platoons were big, huge. And I think from 4 to 8, we were mobile. So we were smaller platoons. I was on RP6.
So you did pre-planning. What I tell people is if you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
And they
The
brought...
chief did some planning.
Yes. And they brought police officers all the way from the Panhandle. Downtown Miami was full of police officers.
Good.
To make a long story short, the damage was negligible. The arrest that needed to take place took place. The real demonstrators, which like I tell everybody, on the streets where I was working, listen, I wore a green uniform one time to defend the right for you to here and overseas, your right to protest over here. Yeah. Now I'm wearing the blue uniform to protect you from anybody else because you have a right.
Because what happens when it gets out of control? It's fulano mengano that lives in this area that you're trashing the streets. You're burning. You're now creating havoc. Somebody lives in that neighborhood.
Yes.
Somebody works and depends on making money off of their business that you now are shutting down because of your protests. People, there's a way to do it. But to each his own. Certain people just aren't going to see eye to eye to this and that. A lot of individuals just show up wanting to create havoc. They don't care about what's going on. They just want to create destruction.
And remember, this type of protest, what they do is they bring this professional demonstrator, there's anarchists.
That's the word, anarchist. There you go.
To the point that at one moment, they haven't taken showers, they're like modern hippies, whatever. I look up from the group of them that, they have all the street, drama and all this stuff, street theater, music. I look up and straight up from them, all the pajarraco from Cielito Lindo, the civil court in downtown.
No.
If you, back in the day, if you looked up on the top of that, you would see like the guaraguao, the animals that eat the carroña,
the vultures.
The vultures.
Mi hermanito, I have no idea.
Because you're not Puerto Rican. Guaraguao.
Wow.
So.
Wow is what I got to say.
Bueno, you got to become Puerto Rican.
Guaraguao, mi gente de Puerto Rico. Oye, how do you say fan in Spanish?
Abanico.
Abanico. It's socio over here, el abanico.
El abanico.
Oye, my dear friend, any supervisors that before you became a sergeant that stood out to you and you were like, man, I want to mimic this supervisor?
Well,
it's a good role model.
We had Herbelo, Sergeant Herbelo, which I think by the time you came here, he was already higher ranking. Sergeant Herbelo was the one that if anything went wrong and your supervisor wasn't around, you would contact him. He would be like, what happened? Okay, good. Let's write it up. No, clutching pearls, no hyperventilating, like, how could, no. What happened? Okay, let's do this.
An officer's officer. Like he was a supervisor to be there and to be a role model to the officers, starting from the bottom. Because I think sometimes when you get certain ranks, you forget that the impact you make on the little guys, they will eventually rise up to the ranks, and now they will.
Yes. And then, I had my first patrol supervisor outside solo, Sergeant Muir, for about 2.5 years.
I love Sergeant Muir.
He did not mess with us, and he knew that I was older than the rest of the crew. So, and he knew my past. So he would trust me. It would say, like, Colon, pick up, I'm leaving, pick up the reports, sign them. Me sign them? Yeah, I used to sign them that. Review them, that everything's covered, take them to Central, and before before computers and all that stuff, you can start with a slow roll out of the city.
That is the key component to being a good supervisor, is you have to give responsibilities to your subordinates so they can get the confidence and learn, so that the day they take on that role, they've been already doing this for so long. And so they can step up.
And then as a sergeant, I had Lieutenant Bishop. Regretfully, he passed away. He's no longer with us. Beautiful person. Yeah. Old school motorman from back in the 1970s. Beautiful
Motormen's have it tough. I don't know how they volunteer to be motormen.
I don't know how they do it.
Shout out to the motormen's out there.
Lieutenant Mario Roman. Beautiful person to work for. And then later, at the end, I had Tony Diaz, that he just recently retired as a major, and now he's back in the city.
Is he?
Doing better work.
Yeah, you've been retired for a while now, and
5
I know
years.
you're gonna end up coming back to police work. But that time that you've been at home, you have a lot of downtime. I know you've done in the past some hunting, and we'll talk about that a little bit. But how's your sleep?
Bad.
Yeah, because that's important.
My body's still on B shift.
Is it?
Yeah.
And your diet, because you haven't gained, but you haven't lost weight either.
My diet is right where when I left. I'm right at at 300 minus 2 plus 3 minus 4 plus 5.
Because it's the mental health I think goes hand in hand with the
Yes.
physical too. Sometimes do you try at least going on walks or anything like that?
It's too hot out there.
I know, but sometimes I run in the middle of the night.
I've seen you.
have to do something. Si no te vuelves loco, but that's why I ask you, what are you doing for your mental health? Because the sleeping, obviously, it's a reflection. If you're telling me you're not sleeping right, you're not getting PT, you're not eating correctly.
Don't say bad words. You just said PT. That's a bad word.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Because at the end of the day, it helps here if you are going through a little bit of depression, high anxiety. Not just you. I'm trying to talk to some of my followers so that they understand there's different ways. You choose not to go that route. You do like to do the hunting, which I see you've gone hunting. What type of hunting was this for? Was that a deer hunting trip you have up here?
Yes.
Where in Florida?
No, South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Out of the area of Gilbert, which is about an hour sort of west from Columbus,
Okay.
Fort Jackson over there.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, the first time I hunt right inside Fort Jackson. Then I went into the public lands
Yeah, but when they allow us to hunt inside those bases, yes. Because you're the only one that can hunt in there. Because that's recreational therapy. A lot of people don't know that even exists. Some people don't want to do the therapist visits. They don't want to do a counseling. There's something called recreational therapy, the hunting. And in this weird scenario of yours, you do, what is it called? The competitive shooting. What is that called?
The sport is known as cowboy action shooting.
Do you have to dress up like a cowboy?
Yes. And I have an alias.
What is it? The Puerto Rican cowboy?
No,
What?
Don Q.
Don Q. Oh, I told you I should have brought the Don Q rum bottle, bro.
Because Don Q is from Ponce. The Cerralles factory is
I
in
have
Ponce.
a Don Q there. I should
They're
have.
right across from where I used to live. There's a little, cerro over there, a little ridgeline.
Yeah.
And then near the coast is where the Cerralles rum factory is at.
Now I know for next time.
And by the way, Don Q is a better rum than Bacardi. So.
And if you notice on the Bacardi, it even says Cuba, Santiago, Cuba.
Yes.
Even though it's being manufactured
In Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. So
And it's also Puerto Rican style rum. Because unbeknownst to me, I was, Puerto Rican style rum because it was made in Puerto Rico. No, the first rum ever made was in Puerto Rico. So I got, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna serve us some rum. I see.
That's okay. I like. Remember, I used to be a tanker, and M1A1 tanks, they're multi-fuel engines. I am like an M1A1 tank.
Yeah, multi-fuel.
Whatever you serve me, I'll drink.
I'm trying to have somebody. They're called scale models. I have somebody working on making me one. So we'll see. I'm gonna do some planes up here, like the B-2 bomber, maybe the B-29 that dropped the atomic bomb on Nagasaki. Some clouds, maybe some lightning. I'm working on making this a little bit more eccentric. I want to ask you if today, right now, you got drafted again. And you had to join the military, but you could start from scratch. Any branch. What branch are you going into? Any branch. You're starting this from scratch. Not a captain. You're enlisted.
Guilty pleasures. Originally, I wanted to be a Marine.
That's why I asked this.
I said it.
And it's okay.
Originally, I wanted to be a Marine. It has a beautiful uniform. Don't get me wrong, the Army blues are kind of cool, but still, the Marine blues are.
Oh, yeah. Well, Isa, play again. I think it was B. Press B again. Press B again because it's the uniform of, it's not bad, the officer uniform, which it comes up now. But you messed it up con el Chevy, whatever that is.
Oh, yeah, that's a 1987
Nah,
Chevrolet
it's a
Cavalier
Chevy. Get out of here with that.
RS.
Listen, you made the uniform look sharp. It looked good. I'll tell you that right now. But okay, you're in the Marine Corps. MOS, What do you think?
0311.
0311? All right, keep it simple.
0311.
Have you heard of the new rifle that they have going on now? It's it's a 6.8 by 51 caliber.
Which is basically the same size of the 308, but at 6.8, which is the 6.8 SPR.
No,
with the bullet.
it's a bigger bullet. The SPC,
okay.
I forgot what it's by. It's by like 38 or something like that.
Still
This is a more of an armor piercing round.
yes.
Love 6.8 SPC is my favorite hunting round. But when it came from military, yes, you're gonna have less round in your mag, but oh yeah, you're packing a bigger punch. I think we've evolved with that rifle. Any friends or family would join the military with you?
Ooh, no.
No, yeah, I don't blame you.
No. Funny as it is, my generation, only one cousin, well, my cousins, let's say, from both of my father's side of the family. I had one that went into the Marines, something happened, he had to get out. I think it was medical, something happened in the beginning. And the other one was definitely a medical problem.
It was in your blood. Remember, through your dad's side of the family, ya eso está en la sangre. Your dad was a Korean War vet. Yeah.
My father's the third one in the family. The older brother was married by the Korean War and had children, so they didn't drafted him. My father goes and volunteers. It's a longer story, but bottom line is he volunteers. About a week, 2 weeks later, the second brother comes running to him. Joe, what did you do? I said, what? They drafted me because since he was older, wait a minute, we got this number down, volunteer, but this one has to go too. They both serve in the 40th Infantry Division.
Okay.
In the area of Mondoni and, listen to this, Heartbreak Ridge.
Nice.
But
Yeah,
after
still.
the major battle.
Still, but they were there. They got to see what it looks like.
Listening to my dad's stories about the Korean War, and then reading the book of the 40th Infantry Division, I put 2 and 2 together. My father went on the line very, very late, like 28, 29, 30 of October 1952. And on the night of November 4 to 5, maybe 3 to 4, or 4 to 5, one of those nights, Foxtrot Company got hit badly by the Chinese. My father always tells me the story about them being on the line and being taken off the line and sent to reinforce other people that got attacked.
I have a Chinese Masanagant from the Korean War.
He probably saw. He remembers the burp guns and all that stuff. But then when I put 2 and 2 together and reading the history of the 40th Infantry Division, he was in what was known as the Second Battle of Heartbreak Ridge.
No, the fact that he was willingly up for the challenge to sacrifice, signing what we say in the Marine Corps is signing the contract for up to my life.
Yes.
People say it all the time, but you don't know what it really means, Because una cosa es, sign the military, but to be an MOS, you're never going to, when you sign and you're like, hey, we're in the middle of a wartime, or you're going to go regardless of, that was a real man. Your father was a real man, and he privately served not just Puerto Rico, but the American
60,000 Puerto Ricans served in the Korean War. The equivalent of 4 Army divisions.
You familiar with the radio station 94.9? 94.9 with the Enrique Santos morning show.
Well, I know the Enrique Santos morning show, yeah.
My friend Harold Valenzuela is Dominican, and he has no reason. He volunteered. Oh, yeah, I'm going to join the Marine Corps. He fought in Iraq. So people think it's just an American and the immigration crisis that people hear about. We have a lot of amazing assets because of we bring people in from all over the world.
Yes.
However, there is a right way to come into this world to earn your right to be an American. And then there's I just want to do it the slow chipiwanga or the half-assing way.
Even if you come here illegally, but you come here as a decent person to work,
There has to be a right way to do it to weed out, to weed
no,
out the
I
wrong
agree
ones.
with you. But if you come here as a decent person to work hard, not to get in trouble, not to be 35 out, oh, that's being drunk.
Yeah.
See the Miami Parlance.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that.
It wouldn't be a problem if we didn't have the problematic volume. That's why we had to get to that point. So the way I would get Officer of the Month awards when I was a City of Miami cop is I would tell myself between this time and this time, no discretion.
correct.
Si era la viejita who ran a stop sign, le metí ticket. Some of my viewers are going to hate this, but oye, a tipo on a bike with no light on, ticket. Oye, you have a warrant, cállate. And I would come in with some like big arrests.
Yes.
And I think Trump is implementing that, like the zero discretion. If it's illegal, it's illegal. Zero tolerance is zero tolerance. And that's how you get lucky. And look at all the cartel arrests. Look at all the emphasis on big drug busts. They got the biggest in history drug bust. Just the other day, I think it was 61,000 pounds right here in Miami.
$417 million.
It was stupid. Yeah, if you saw it, shout out to our Coast Guard, Homeland Security men and women that were involved in that. Listen, they people don't understand. They really do put in that hard work out in the sun all day buscando esto. I've seen them both fishing out on the boats and the helicopters and planes. So they're doing their job. My dear friend, I did the shooter's gauntlet with you. Isa, can you... I'm going to say I really had a moment where I thought you were going to hit all 15.
Me too. But I started double feeding them, and I was throwing out bullets out.
Yeah, I don't want to say what the trick is and why, but on certain bolt actions, there are techniques that need to be implemented. You still did all right. I'm not going to say you did great because you let me down. I thought it was going to be 15. However...
If at least I did tanker, I'm good.
No, you're up there. I got to add the MOS tanker. I am going to add it.
No, it says tanker.
Is there? There you go. My boy is a tanker. Oye, for those of you who are tuning into my channel, I want to say thank you. I'm here putting in the hard work. My message out here is just to reach those of you who might be having a tough time. We're just like you. I have average Joe guests. You know, at the end of the day, he is human just like the rest of us. Yeah, he was a captain. He was a supervisor in the Army. He was a supervisor in the police department. But at the end of the day, he's got problems just like the rest of us. He's just combating them different ways. That's what we need to figure out what works for you. Correct. I'm not a freaking therapist, people, but I'm just trying to tell you I've lost friends and family members from PTSD and mental health issues. I'm just whatever little info that I have, I am trying to share with you and help bring that number. If I can get it down, they say it's 22 veterans a day. If I could bring it down to 21 a day.
That's a win.
0 would be the goal. But I can only start somewhere. So at the end of the day, my channel might get 50 views. It might get 100 views. The more views I get, the more I can impact. But I'm not focusing on any of that yet. I'm putting in the hard work and let the chips fall where they may. At the end of the day, I shared a moment with a good friend, a supervisor, someone who I know you're a loving father. You are a husband. How long have you been with your wife?
The wife, Nick, a wife.
Your wife? No?
No, bro. The Army never issued me a wife.
Te dejó in Korea, that's why. La noviecita.
Quartermaster, when I became a cop, they didn't have a wife for me.
Ay, tipo, I gotta get him on a weight loss program. Oye, Bumbo, I'm gonna write this guy up. We're gonna hook him up. My peeps, hasta la próxima. Cheers.
Salud.
The most interesting man in the world.